A war that cannot end militarily. It will end at a negotiating table. That's where this war will end.
It appears President Donald Trump and his Secretary of State are not on the same page concerning Ukraine. Secretary Marco Rubio speaking at the United Nations Tuesday. It comes after President Trump suggested Ukraine could fight and win some of its territory back. Today, Ukrainian's president is telling world leaders that his country wants peace and that it can only be achieved through strong alliances.
International law doesn't work fully unless you have powerful friends who are truly willing to stand up for it. And even that doesn't work without weapons. It's terrible, but without it, things would be even worse. There are no security guarantees except friends and weapons.
And that warning coming just one day after President Trump suggested Ukraine could win back all of the territory seized by Russia. It's a dramatic shift by the president who previously suggested Ukraine might need to give up some territory it had lost during the war. NBC's Garrett Hake has more.
President Trump at the United Nations shifting his stance on the war in Ukraine, following a sit-down with the country's leader, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, writing on social media that he believes, quote, Ukraine, with the support of the EU, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form.
Let them get their land back. Yep. So we'll see how it all works out.
Just last month, President Trump suggesting Ukraine must make territorial concessions to Russia as part of a possible peace deal, a move Ukraine has opposed.
There'll be some swapping of territories to the betterment of both.
Zelenskyy praising the president's reversal.
Are you surprised to hear that?
A little bit. A little bit. He showed that he wants to support Ukraine to the very end.
With NATO members, including Poland and Estonia, reporting Russian drones and aircraft breaching their airspace in recent days, the president said those countries should respond with force.
Do you think that NATO countries should shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter their airspace?
Yes, I do.
Mr. President?
Just over a month after rolling out the red carpet for Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska, Mr. Trump now stepping up his criticism of Russia.
It could be that Russia's a paper tiger.
And reflecting on the conflict.
I thought that was going to be the easiest one because of my relationship with Putin, but unfortunately that relationship didn't mean anything.
Earlier, the president's UN address highlighting deep divisions over America's role on the world stage. Mr. Trump at times combative, accusing world leaders of failing to crack down on immigration.
I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
The president also making light of malfunctions before and during his speech, with an escalator stopping the moment he and the First Lady stepped onto it, and the teleprompter failing just as he started to speak.
These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter.